It's about to get real emotional.
Listen, because all right. So first off, I did episode 1 and 2 with you, Kyle, and then I did 3 and 4 with Steady. So I was like, I had to bring them back so we can do 5 and 6.
Word.
And because it's like episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, it was 1, 2, and 3 was like fucking a ride, and then number 4 was like, okay, breathe, just relax,
breathe.
Come on. There's still something going on, but just relax for a second, because we about to gut punch your ass. Episode 5, a literal gut punch.
For real.
And then episode 6 was no better, but it made like it was better than okay. Before we even, for anybody who didn't catch those episodes or any episodes with you guys, let's go ahead and introduce the guests for today, because I was about to dive right in, and they should, but just in case, go ahead and introduce yourself. Steady, you go first.
Okay. Y'all already know who it is. This is your favorite podcast host, DJ Steady. Are you ready of Who They Want podcast?
And what's going on, people? This is Kyle Eric, co-host of Who They Want podcast, and also founder of A for Able podcast, as well as On the Brain ENT. You want to talk either nerdy or mental health? That's the place to be.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. So yes, like I was mentioning, I had, me and Kyle, again, we did episode 1 and 2. Me and Steady did 3 and 4, and so now we back all together doing 5 and 6. I want to do them by every 2 episodes.
Yep.
And episode 5. Let's start. I mean, obviously, let's start there. But yes, let's fucking start there with the pain. Let's really. The episode is called Remember. What? Let me see. It's Remember Me or Remember It? Yeah, Remember It.
Remember it.
Remember classic slogan, people.
Yes. For a reason. And then, like, it's funny because, like, it kind of started off low key on like some. Well, with the Gene Scott and Madden Empire thing, it felt like Marvel Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
it was getting real ghetto over there, but it makes sense. That's the first thing I want to bring up, because, like, of course he gonna still talk to her. She was, like he said, the only thing that I know is true is that she had my son. Like,
she had my son.
You feel me? That's baby mom's right there. So right now she got a special place right there on the map already.
But that does seem like some ghetto stuff, though. I'm not gonna. It does.
Psychic meetings.
It seems like this makes me really just think. Okay, because everybody that has reviewed this and that I have seen, they all say we're watching a soap opera right now. Yeah. We're watching a soap opera right now. It did not click in my head until these past 2 episodes how soap opera-esque X-Men have always been.
Oh, yeah.
The Blind and the Optic. That's what we watching. Yep. The Blind and the Optic. I'm just saying.
Right?
And he was like, I've been having these little meetings for months. Like, that's just supposed to be like a cool thing. Like, I just meet with her.
Having psychic meetings with bitches.
But this is our thing. This is our thing.
Not anymore. He's sharing that.
I want to highlight too, though, like at the end of that moment, how like she snapped out, like she kicked homegirl out of the little psychic room.
Like, let me go and get you out of this head real quick. Only person should be there is me.
Like, and then she's sitting there at the table. She was like, "Oh, I just had a little mind drip." And Emma said, her ass sitting over there like, "Mind drip indeed." So her ass was watching
the whole thing.
So she was in that shit too, like from the sideline, like, that's crazy. Mess. Just that alone was mess.
While we're out here in a meeting, they're trying to get Magneto of all people to be the leader of Genosha.
Right, they got diplomatic stuff going on over there. Beast over there trying to hold down the fort and do interviews and make it look like, look, we can get along with y'all if y'all can just get along with us and we cool.
Right.
Somebody thought Beast was trying to get with the reporter though. You saw.
I mean, I can see that.
You saw those eyes.
She said some shit. He was like, "Oh, my dear, Blue does blush as well," or some shit.
Right, like stop playing with him. Like Beast wasn't that guy though. Like he dressed it up on you real quick.
Now let me tell you something. I got a feeling if she let him, he would.
Oh yeah, Beast had. There's an episode in the old one, like when I did my rewatch.
Yep.
There's another woman that he fucked with. Like he had the hoe. It's like Beast, because he was charming and really smart.
Mm-hmm.
He had another woman that basically was like in love with him and shit, and like her dad was like a racist, or against mutants basically.
Bigot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And was just like, you ain't about to be with my daughter. So like, it's basically kind of one of those situations. But it's like he always had the moments where the woman just be like, "Shit, I don't care how big and blue he is. What's up?"
No, he's a good guy.
It's crazy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
The part that got me though was the conversation Wolverine was having with Jean.
I know. Speaking of soap opera-ness right there.
Right, like when the side piece
motherfucker.
enters the conversation, and then you trying to figure out, is he really talking to Jean or is he talking to Madeline too? Like, what is his role? Like, now you gotta.
No,
we
talking.
need some
He definitely
justification.
talking to Jean.
He talking to Jean, and Jean stepped over the boundary line right there and gave him the full lip kiss, and just
like, I forgot how many sunsets your eyes have seen. Like, you do all. That's what I'm. Jean is low key. I can't stand that bitch because I realized that with the old one again when I did my rewatch, it was certain moments like she's always used Wolverine's feelings for her, and her lower and her loud or her lower or down moments. Like, it's
I'm
like
gonna manipulate you,
let me
homie, real quick, because Guy ain't handling his business, and I need a roughneck right now.
But then, so this guy come back and say, "Okay, all right.
All right. Put your claws away. Put your claws away.
Calm
But
down.
as soon as you find out he actually has feelings for you, she's like, all this time. All the damn.
If you a psychic, you been in my head. You know you've been up there walking with me.
Like, how many times have we made out or fucking hugged, or you've embraced me and read my mind on some wild shit and made me feel some shit I didn't know I was feel like. She's
Because let's not forget, he got her to calm down in that episode 2 when she was gonna have that breakout, and he got her to kind of calm down and was like, "Hey, I need you to look at me, read my mind, remember this."
Yeah.
He was pissed off when she had to go and save Sky. She was like, "Scott's in trouble." He was like,
"No, I gotta go."
Beast came in and was like, "Your body can't do it, girl. Chill, just stay here. Wolverine got you under control."
Man, but it's
because I wanted to do like the funner or the cuter parts of the episode because it gets a lot worse and more painful.
Moving on to our drama section, you got the whole menage a trois. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do you think?
No. I'm about to say because I think I know exactly what you're about to say. I was just kind of let you leave it.
This whole Magneto was like we was on the road to Genosha, but his terms was like, only way I'm gonna rule Genosha, I gotta have this bitch with me. So he like,
I gotta have the queen.
He gonna take road. Gambit was already kind of suspicious though. So he was like, shit, as a gambler, you already just, hey baby, I'm already done figured out the odds of this game.
Right.
And Gambit was about to step back. Gambit was about to step back and just let it be what it is. You know,
but his pimp hand was too strong.
It's Gambit.
Right.
Like, but it's not even so much that it's Gambit and Rogue. Like, all right, like it makes sense again. So it's like how she said, like, she was reluctant, but she agreed, told him about their past and shit. And they did their dance and had the fun and shit, and then did their kiss. And she's like, he right. Some shit is deeper than skin. Like, yes, I can touch you, but you ain't Gambit. Like,
right?
I can touch you, but you don't have the personality he does.
Yeah. So it was like,
but
like, yeah. Go ahead.
Look, that whole dance. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that whole dance, that whole sequence was just like, are they like, is this like, if somebody, okay, I hate to say it like this, but this is kind of how it kind of like resonated with me. Is this what it's like to be cucked? Because they were pretty much making love on the dance floor with music to match. Okay,
right,
and you see them kiss, and Gambit is right in the middle, just watching this whole thing, watching this whole thing. And her argument to him originally was, "I can't touch you,
right?
I can't touch you." And it's like, are you trying to say that he can't, like touch you? You know what I'm saying? Like this is still a family show. Sure.
Oh, I mean, but I'm pretty sure she's definitely talking about fucking. Like at the end of the day, it's definitely fucking. I can't fuck you.
Like
But
the
you know,
way,
it's a kid
We done been
cartoon,
through
so you gotta
all
change
this
the
shit.
word.
I done beat all these. Hell, I turned into a whole alien for your ass, and I
Right.
still can't.
but
I can't do
but
it.
it's
So,
just the way the lines were delivered. The way the lines were
yeah,
delivered. Okay,
that
I
shit was
can't
real.
touch you, Remy. I
Like we
can't
all
touch.
knew what that was when that TV 14.
Yeah.
We read between the lines of that scene. We knew what that was
Hell
all
yeah.
about.
No, for real. Just like that joke they did in like what was it, episode 2, when they had the danger room locked down for like a whole day, for like a whole
Oh
a
yeah,
whole
and it
week.
was like Rogue and Magneto.
Rogue and
So they
Magneto.
put in a lot of time, huh?
Rogue and Magneto
Right.
doing a
Magneto and
little
Rogue.
doing a
Magneto
little
and Rogue.
sparring. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so this scene is crazy because it is like a continuous scene almost. Because it starts off with all this, and the music, like the music for it, was fucking perfect. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the start of it to then the switch. Because like, okay, at this point now, back at home, Jean all of a sudden has a fucking nosebleed and like a psychic shock to her head, and Madeline has the same thing. So she's like, all right, let me go outside. And here come Cable out of fucking nowhere, like, turn the music off, get the fuck on, everybody go. And I'm heartbroken. Okay. And he get up to
This
her. And she's
message
like, oh,
could have been a
shit.
little
Like,
bit better. Like,
or so like, oh yeah, like they coming, they about to kill y'all or something. This motherfucker, turn off the music. Turn off the music. Fuck the music. Y'all about to die. Say that.
gotta come in like one of them TikTok videos and just be like, run.
Dog. So
Run.
he meets up with Madeline, and you know, they're like having a moment. He's trying to tell her to turn the music down and shit. She just like, so, oh my god, my son is safe and
Right.
all that. And so his shit
like, you
activates
made
to
it.
pull
You
him
made
out. And so his shit activates to pull him out of that time. And he like, fuck. And he like, I'm so sorry. And just go away. She's like, sorry for what? And all of a sudden, and like again, the music score at this point was so like eerie. It changed from that cute song, and they just pinpointed like one of the parts of the track, and
Dreams
just
and
turned it
nightmares,
into
ladies
some.
and gentlemen. Dreams
Yeah,
and
like
nightmares.
it's like how Jordan Peele do that shit sometimes with songs, like make it creepy. It's like they
Oh
literally
yeah,
the
yeah,
song
yeah.
was all happy nation, ha ha, and then it's like ha ha ha, like creepy as hell. I was like, wait, wait, like, it was so fucking creepy, but like it worked. And then yeah, the whole fucking Genosha just started blowing up,
Man,
and this is where the pain really started.
I was not I was not prepared.
No,
Not
never
at
saw
all.
it coming at all.
I was not prepared. I watched this first thing in the morning, right? Because this is that's my new Wednesday routine, you know.
Yeah, yep,
And still should be on a Saturday, but whatever. Anyway,
I watched it both days.
bro, yo, but seriously, the way they did it, no freaking mercy. Nobody had any time.
Right.
Nobody had any time to run. You see that? You see that? How many heads sitting on he just had going just.
And along with sending out smaller ones, but that's what got me. It was like this giant mega fucking multi-head sitting on, and y'all got the regular ones too.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it's the first time we're being
extermination.
reintroduced to Nightcrawler really quick.
Yeah,
I know.
So to have
so
an
many of them. It
episode
was
so
so many.
iconic, like to have the iconic moment, right?
Yeah,
You're dealing with, the whole politics of, look, as bad as we really don't want you, Magneto, we kind of respect Charles. So whatever Charles had to be like that official ninja that just left that track record. Like,
yeah.
I can vouch for homie. So they taking credibility off Xavier's name, first of all, to do all this. And then in the midst, nobody saw this coming. Like nobody was expecting.
Technically, Magneto would have, but like,
yeah,
because he's always talked about it, but like not right now. Like we just
imagine that, right? Imagine that's the plot twist, right? Is
yeah,
this has been a plan he kind of executed way back when, but didn't see it coming now because he didn't expect the shift turn and kind of be.
Well, so that's the end of that episode. That it was Mr. Sinister.
It was Mr. Sinister though.
Yeah, when he came out like homeboy, like the
scientist, that bigoted scientist.
Yeah, he was running like, damn, I didn't want to do all this. Like, this is a lot. Like, I wanted to kill music, but this was too much. And Mr. Sinister was like, oh, don't worry about it. This is all part of my plan. And like,
this is all part of the plan.
Like.
This is like on Dragon Ball Z, right? When he sent Bardock and him away while he was eradicating the planet. When Frieza just started like, pew, 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 pew. So you come back and it's like, you got this love triangle between Magneto, Rogue, and Gambit. You got Cyclops and his telekinetic baby mama communication issue.
Yeah. And then it just ends with a and then like again, like how you mentioned with Nightcrawler, that we saw Emma Frost.
Of course.
That was our first back, bringing her back. Fucking the side ones that they had just playing and dancing around, Dazzler, Boom Boom, fucking Exodus, Pixie, like they had so many random ones just there, and it was like, oh shit, like this kind of, and just to fucking basically say, all right, that's enough. Kill all their ass.
You got your cameos. You got your cameos.
Right? We let y'all remember all of them. Because then it's like also with like somebody like Exodus being there. He's Omega level.
Yeah.
He's like basically fucking like Jesus. So it's like he could have been able to stop. It's like there was so like it was so much power on that island that it was also like, damn, that whatever the fuck this is was that much stronger.
Yeah.
Sinister had to be on his research to be like, y'all want to come and mess up my little plan that I had with Cable and making him the ultimate weapon. Fuck it, I'm just wipe all the Omegas out. Like I'm just coming over here with y'all. Thought this was a safe haven. Y'all thought y'all was
right.
Because technically, again, because even the way, so like at this point, it's like the end. We get the two sacrifices. Magneto first, and his shit. Rogue was trying to help him, and he like holding them back. Like no, like I got this shit, and unfortunately, he didn't. And dead. Hopefully not for long, but with this show, I don't know. It's so much like again, like I said, I think I've said it on both episodes with y'all. Like it's crazy how it's covering so many storylines and so much is happening, but it don't feel rushed.
25-minute time span, like
and it don't feel rushed though. It feels appropriately paced.
It feels appropriate. I don't feel rushed at all. But you've read the comic arcs, right? Like you've read the comic arcs. Do you see any do you have any issues with any of the changes that they've made thus far?
Not really. I would just say there's certain parts like they're leaving out bits, but where they're focusing on is the main parts of those story arcs anyway. So it's like they're taking the main parts of these story arcs and blending them with different ones, and then leaving out like the little side stories or other bits like subplots and stuff, which they may use at a different time or whatever the case is. But like how does this go? Like how it's been going so far, it's kind of blowing my mind a little bit because we're on 6 episodes and they've comic wise covered like 10 different like story arcs.
Right. Because one thing Kyle's pointed out to me really quick was like how if you pay attention to the intro from episode 1 up until now, how
it changes every episode.
Bingo, right? Like he had to teach me like, I'm gonna tell you how to spot Madeline Pryor versus Jean. And he was like, Jean always got the ponytail. So when I went back and recap, I was like, yo, I see it now.
Yeah, no, shout out to my cousin Rick for pointing that out to me. Like Madeline always had her hair straight down, whereas Jean always had that ponytail,
that high pony.
So once she came back officially, when we found out that she was, that Madeline was the clone, and I now I know a little bit more about Madeline's story, but I'm glad they synthesized it to where. Instead of that whole rigmarole she had with Cyclops, who was more of a jerk in the comics. I gotta like if they kept him with his jerky personality, he would have basically been the villain. But I like Madeline Pryor. I like Madeline Pryor. I like what they're doing with Jean. But can we talk about just real quick? Can we we go back to that interview they had?
Right.
And Cyclops just
went off.
He said what a lot of us want to say.
Yes.
He just said what a lot of us want to say.
He did. He was fed up.
Yeah.
He was fed up like.
Because I feel like mutants are definitely a metaphor for Black people.
It is a metaphor for minorities, period. Like any marginalized group, it is a metaphor. It is a metaphor for all for all of that. It's like that one. I saw one podcast or like one interview a long time ago where someone said, "Look, all we're asking for is equality. You're lucky we don't want revenge."
Yeah.
And here comes Cyclops years later with like You guys, y'all are lucky to be alive. We sacrifice so much for you. We fight aliens. We fight ourselves. We
fucking
fight
robots,
you.
fucking governments, all that shit.
Like it's kind of like I like to like always put like a Star Wars comparison with the light side and dark side thing, right? It's that whole
Appropriate.
thing of look, we trying to respect Charles' wishes so much, but we really could go over here and side with Magneto and just be like, fuck it.
There were
Let it
certain
go to the
things
dark
we didn't like
side in a
about
minute,
it.
but keep playing with us. Yeah.
Like there are certain things. This would definitely be one of those moments where Magneto was right the whole time.
Absolutely.
And like especially after the first couple episodes,
Yeah.
everything from right before Cable was born to what happened
Shit,
in
forever.
Genosha. Because
Yeah.
for the whole thing, because everything from that, the doctor not wanting to treat them in the first place, to what's going on with Genosha, to what's happening with the United Nations, all of that he was right about. It
Absolutely.
sucks.
And so the funny thing is what they could do next, because this happens kind of in the storyline, is like, and then we can go ahead and go to the next sacrifice, because how the episode ends heartbroken. But after a certain point, like this kind of blow up that he just had, Cyclops takes over the X-Men. He starts to train them like in a military way and offensively, and Beast leaves because he's like, this not what Charles wanted. Like, wait a minute. And Cyclops is like, no, fuck that, because Magneto was right, and they gonna always come after us.
Oh boy.
Let's get ready. So they could do that next. I can see that because of where Scott's head is now, especially after Genosha. Like, I can see him being like, okay, this is what they want. All right, let's get ready. So I with all the fucking storylines they touched, I would love to see that next.
If they don't immediately, we got time because they just got renewed for a second and third season.
Right? I would love to see them come out.
Season 2 is done.
Wolverine in his black
bring-
uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The black with the red eye glow. Like that should be so.
Oh, you just want him to go dark. You want him to go
man.
dark.
I mean, because they made it clear that again,
Berserk.
they made it clear that it's not all about Wolverine now. This is like everybody else's chance to shine, but he's still included. So it's like, well, when you're an X-Men fan, it never really was always about Wolverine, but you just love for him to come out and do some shit with his claws.
You just made me get so excited because I just had the thought, and it's like related to the next episode.
Yeah,
but like Genosha, the Revenge of Genosha, like obviously it's something like, you know what I'm saying. The last few episodes is a 3-parter.
It's war now. You done open up that can of worms. The gloves are off.
Yes, so like you figure Wolverine is still at home. He saw that shit. Jean, the Phoenix, is probably gonna fucking activate in her either because they keep showing the Phoenix in the credits. So either her or Madeline are gonna become that. And I would think it's Madeline because she was there. I don't think she's fucking dead. I think she probably got like hit or knocked out or something.
Yeah, no,
Bingo. I think she's the entity with the Phoenix in her, right?
Yep. And then okay, so fuck it. Let's end this one first because I was gonna touch on what happens in the next episode. But last part, Gambit. He show off his fucking Omega level power because the motherfucker is Omega level, but they play with it and they never officially confirm it. But he gets that, goes after the fucking master mode thing and gets stabbed. And he inserts his whole fucking energy from like touching it, and fills the whole fucking thing with the kinetic energy and blows the bitch up, sacrificing and killing himself in the process. But the only person able to do that, maybe the Phoenix, but she's probably knocked out.
But, okay, let me put this theory on the table, guys, because if you look at it, technically Morph's already been in his age of apocalypse look, right? So what if we're finna get ready to get that Dark Force era? You know what I'm saying? Where Gambit has the all white hair, like he comes back kind of like zombie looking. Like maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because if the Phoenix gonna come back,
because we don't know where
it gonna go.
Apocalypse is. Well, yeah, but also like Apocalypse, like we don't know where he at.
Like Mr. Sinister is like the sub boss for like that one that's kind of like
anyway. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is literally like one of.
That makes sense to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like they've been gearing us up for the age of Apocalypse before the original X-Men series ended anyway. So now with all
and they touched on it, it's like happened, but he never fully go there.
Bingo.
Never gets a chance to. So it's like I would imagine his whole thing is survival of the fittest. So he would do something like that to see what mutants would survive anyway, because he don't give a fuck about all of them. He just give a fuck about the strong ones.
Bingo, right? Because we saw what happened with Storm automatically. So they've been testing. They know, like they've been talking. Like there's going to be some sort of secret lab with a targeted list of who to push their buttons for.
I would say this: it's to a point where it's multiple things that can happen next because of how much different coverage they've done. There's so much that could actually happen next, but. I would say it's safe to bet at least a good 3 of the things we mentioned, but I don't know. But I'm fucking episode 6 because at the end of this one, and it ends with Rogue just I can't feel you, sugar. I can't feel you, sugar.
Well, shout out to the original voice actor coming back to give us. I love when they give you these little Easter eggs, like the original Gambit. That's why that remembered line was so important, you know.
Yeah. So now we're on episode 6, and this is where the excitement part of was like for me in my head, because I'm like, shit. Again, like we mentioned, we got Jean and Madeline. One of them about to be Phoenix. We got Wolverine definitely about to go berserk. Scott ain't about to give a fuck. And so this first half of the episode was about Professor Xavier.
Okay.
This year,
like patriarch of the X-Men.
You know, and then like homegirl, she like, you know, well, it's time for us to get married and shit. You know, like. Fuck Earth.
I let Earth think you was dead. I got you the hell up out of that hellhole.
You walking and shit. Like, come on, we good now. Let's. And so, like, her sister, like the fucking bitch in the purple, crazy ass.
That bird.
Yeah, she's like, okay, well, if you're gonna be part of us, you gotta forget all your memories.
You gotta forget all your memories about of the
X-Men. Earth, all that shit. Fuck all that. Don't let it matter no more.
She's the true definition of Earth is ghetto. I want to leave.
When she said Milky Way ghetto, when she said this Milky Way ghetto,
that's wild because that's real.
Like, okay,
because aliens probably really do be looking like that. That's why they don't be coming.
I mean, in comparison to the like honestly, this is why we are the reason if aliens exist, they don't land because they already know that Earth is
because they accidentally picked up Zeus Network the closer they got. It was like, oh hell no, what the fuck? Let's go. Turn around.
I watch this on TV. We don't need to see it live.
Right. But yeah, so and obviously he's fucking struggling with that. Like he's fought for mutant rights his whole fucking life, basically, and loves humans. Like actually wants to live with, you know, has always tried to coexist with them and everything. So he like this, you know, this is a struggle. And he's at the court and shit. And so they ask like, will you renounce your X-Men? He like hesitating for a second, like shit. Like, cause he asked the homegirl, like, bitch, maybe you should just come to Earth with me. Like,
right. We can start our own life, run away from fuck bullshit.
And so
he made it clear, like, look, even if y'all memory wipe me, he was like, shit, I just want to remember Magneto as at least.
Yeah, at least. Right, at least my brother. Like, and his hesitation is like, you know, starts a little fight and shit. They're like, oh, he's hesitating. He wants to make us, what the fuck did she say? He seeks to have us something associate with Earth or some shit. Like
associate with these Earth.
Something like that.
You know?
Yeah. And then the lady, like, he's not even pure Terran. He's a lower caste.
He's a lower class. He's a mutant.
Beneath us. He can't even walk shit without this tech suit, nigga. You ain't shit.
I'm sorry. It is
basically.
It is way too easy to do that. It is way too easy to do the X-Men or black, like basically black people comparison, especially during the classroom scene. Like the classroom scene when what's his name was like, but our people will be confused if for learning history, other people's history, as
like,
opposed
all y'all did was tear down other societies to make yours larger.
Hello.
Like, if they got the opportunity to rival your own.
I thought that scene was incredibly funny because you're back in the classroom on the celestial plane, and Deathbird tries to say something. They stuff her mouth with an apple. Like, okay, hush.
It's like $10.
Sit your $5 ass down.
And I love that part too, because like as he started it, he was like, you know what? I'm forgetting because he hasn't used his power really since he's been here. He hasn't had to.
Right.
I'm forgetting what my biggest gift is.
Tried to do that little tea stir on my boy. You was gonna stir the tea on my boy. Think he had that little suit like shit.
Listen,
on Earth, you don't walk up here. You can walk, homeboy. We got you straight up here.
Because he's Omega level telepath. So like
for real.
What the fuck y'all thought? So this scene that was funny, but then it gets dark because all of a sudden, like the little globe on his desk starts spinning and it explodes like this purple ass fire. He's like, what the fuck? And it's just skeletons in the seats, rows and rows. And then Gambit's there, like a giant Gambit. And he's like, wait. And then he just turns to a skeleton. He's like, no, like, and he wake up, like, I gotta get back to my X-Men.
Shit, Cerebral had to put her telepathic powers on. Let me show what the fuck going on over here, homeboy. You missed all this.
So like, yeah, and he like wake up like I fuck all this shit. I don't fuck what y'all talking about. I gotta go. And she like, we almost convinced him. Like, he's like, listen, if this means me and you can't be together no more, that's fine.
I'm cool with it.
I got to go back to my fucking X-Men, bitch. Like, at least
my heart
like,
been broke countless times, bitch. I'm paralyzed behind a bitch at this point.
Dog, I literally jumped up. I'm like, yes, Charles, please go home to your kids. Go help. Like, please.
I wanted him to go home, but at the same time, I wanted him to take her with him
for the help.
It seems like they actually do have a good thing going. You know what I'm saying? That was a thing. Like he deserves to find love. You know what I'm saying? Right, and he did. But in a place where they don't want nobody else that's not already part of their culture to remember their own like assimilation, no, that is not it. That is not it.
I don't think she'll come help. Well, if they do, it'll probably be like in the season finale type shit. But they might send like they might send Gladiator down like temporarily, like because they already got their little special friendship outside of that. He already playing with Gladiator's head anyway. Like shit, I realize what you can do, but you can be so much greater.
But did you see like that fight when they tried to take him down? He barely got touched.
That's what I'm saying. You need another Omega. Like it's going to be a war of the Omega levels versus the Ultimate Sentinels and Mr. Sinister or whatever.
Yeah.
And with the cliffhanger, I feel like Magneto gonna like rise from the grave, like he did in like episode 4 in that little training section. Like you ain't just gonna wipe him off like that. I feel like he gonna rise from the grave.
I don't know.
But he gonna be back in his original red and purple. He going back red and purple because Xavier coming back, and this is what Charles got to try to wheel him back to Earth and be like, hey, bruh, remember I had you over here taking care of my X-Men. And Nina ain't finna hear that shit.
So only reason I like because of how the show is going, I don't think it's super safe, at least not soon, to assume that anyone that's killed off is coming back.
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Not
because it's so like they're covering so much and they're still like because so then like with this. Okay, so right, like the second half, he's like, I'm going home. The second half is about Storm getting her powers back. You know, like it's trying to help Forge heal. They got to go to like this cave. You know, she's terrified of like small spaces, and they have to get like this like flower that grows down there to help heal them and shit. Mm-hmm. And she gets stuck in the fucking cave, obviously, because he goes with her. Like the reason why I came is because
I know about your claustrophobia.
Yeah, like I know this is gonna be hard for you. But obviously he can't fucking make the trip, and so she has to do it, and she gets like trapped, and the fucking demon thing comes, and it's just like believe like what I like about it is like you realize it's kind of like a metaphor for overcoming shame and and you know what I'm saying, just accepting greatness basically. Like
you gotta accept yourself for your you gotta accept all of yourself, including your flaws. You know,
she felt like her powers were bad on some level, so she like, well, I shouldn't be using these. I should be normal. I should be human. And it was like, wait, what the fuck, bitch? I'm a fucking literal goddess. What am I talking about?
Like you have to get that reality check. So in a like figurative way, it's like this little demon creature was kind of like that mirror of a reflection. Like basically over your life. You know what I'm saying? You want to be.
Because she has a line where she mentions that like, what are demons? But damn, I gotta look that shit up. It was a fire quote too.
But like continuously proves me how much of a badass she really is, regardless of the. Because we see when Forge first originally met her in that episode, like episode 3 or 4 or whatever. She was already kind of wearing the comic book look where she had on the little punk rock black on. So like Troy had mentioned, like they cut a lot of the whole long and they narrow it down. So it's like instead of really seeing her do all her behind the scenes work, where I'm sure she still was doing
Yeah.
something behind the scenes. We're just gonna go ahead and focus on reviving her. Like this is her rebirth.
And they give her a magical girl transformation. With
Girl,
Dog,
that
I
scene was
love
so
it.
iconic.
they gave her a magical girl
They gave her the
transformation.
classic magic girl, yes.
With the
But I love it. This is
OG
like her old. Yeah, I'm gonna say
They
the
like
brought
the
OG.
the
OG
retro, like
suit
retro
on.
storm back with the long
They,
hair. Like
yes, thigh high boots, the whole nine. I'm like,
Dog.
okay.
So with the long, they gave my girl. They said, "Fuck that mohawk." She getting some length.
You getting that? You getting the long?
out
You getting
here.
the long locks again? You
this
getting
is like that moment if you're a Disney fan and you watch the cartoon Hercules. This that moment where he got immortality. Like this was her gaining immortality to be up there with the gods. Like
That's a
Exactly.
no, but you know what? That's a
Yeah.
good good analogy actually.
For real. And then so this was the quote though. It was like, "What are demons but a reflection of our fears and shames? The things that we bury within us until we finally heal our adversary by embracing it." Yes.
Listen,
And that's exactly what the
take
fuck
that-
she did.
take that, frame it, okay,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be that's gonna be somebody's mantra for the like that is gonna be somebody's mantra because that's something that we all have to deal with. We have to deal with our own internal demons. There's going to be times where somebody's going to try to dim our light. You know, or there's always going to be times where someone's going to say,
Sometimes we might let them.
you know, and we might let them because we are our own worst enemies.
for sure.
Quite literally, we are our own worst enemies.
Yeah, fucking. So, but now, so then that's pretty much like the end of this one because you know she goes through her transformation, get her powers back, and now it's ending with her helping Forge, and then he turned on the TV and she see the Genosha shit too.
Oh,
So she like, what? So the weather goddess just got her powers back and found out about Genosha. Professor Xavier just found out and is coming back. And everybody that was back at home saw this shit.
It's gonna be gloves
It's like,
off.
what?
Like you said earlier in the show, it's gonna be where Cyclops gonna get the military train. He's gonna be like, look, fuck all that shit we done right
and
now. Take a
I don't
page
think
out of
nobody's gonna
Magneto
oppose
book.
him.
We done lost
Yeah.
Gambit at the same time. Like,
Yeah. And I know Rogue is gonna be on it. Rogue is ready to Magneto and because again she loved Magneto. She just realized she loves Gambit more.
Yep.
So right, we might see a whole new level of Rogue. Like this, where they're gonna stop pussyfooting with Rogue, and they finna make her ass turn up, and she finna go through hell and high water.
She's another powerful like X-Men that pulls her punches. Rogue pulls her punches
For sure.
So if she let it go, it's like all the ones that are left, and it leads back to the apocalypse theory. Most of the ones that are left are like
Days of the Apocalypse, right?
Like damn near Omega level, if not already Omega level. So it's like, oh shit,
right? Somebody done fucked up because you got to look at it again. The intro, right? Like episode 6,
all of them off. They're all
episode 6. They already had just done remove Gambit out the intro and put Nightcrawler in his spot. Like, let's not forget that part. So they let you know he's finna play an important piece to this puzzle as well.
I'm just glad he lived through all that.
Absolutely, we need my boy.
You know, because they could have just said, "Oh no, he's gone." No, but like you just brought him into the show. You just brought him into the show, gave him dialogue, all that, all that, all of that.
I know all my retro heads out there was like, "Let me go get a Sega Genesis and play this X-Men right now and let's beat the whole game with Gambit."
Dog, that makes me want to. X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2 was my favorites.
Word up.
It makes you want to go relive these moments because you're angry, you're a fan, and you pulling out your comic books, you got your action figures. You know what I'm saying? You like, nah, we got to replay this story out the right way. We ain't just gonna kill off nobody like that.
But again, I don't know because there's also the added element with X-Men of time travel. So there's always a chance of someone going back and stopping this before it happens. So it's like I said, it's so much that they can do next. But all I know is they pissed off all of them that's left, and that was not a good idea.
Let me pose this question to y'all. So shortly after these episodes premiered, there was a report saying that the writers of this show want to try to write an animated film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say, can they just write the live action MCU?
That's what people have actually been requesting. There's been like a lot of like attention behind that of like they did this good with this. Please bring them on board for the live action because they're doing it so fucking right. Like I have yet to see an episode where I feel like, again, like how I mentioned, they haven't done any of the storylines wrong. I haven't felt like a character was done wrong or like it was something I didn't like. I'm just like, okay, like the least thing that I liked, and it was just because it was, it was Jubilee's moment. Like
Jubilee,
Right.
it was cute. It was cute, but
it was cute.
Whatever.
That was it. It was cute. It was nostalgic. I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that they got the original voice actor back to as a little homage. But they didn't really do much. They're not even really doing much with Sunspot, to be honest. But
not yet. But he's coming.
He's right coming. In the wake of all this, people, we're looking at the unification of just so much power from the come. Like, I just feel like this is gonna be this big ass war now. Like,
it's on.
And then in the midst of this war, I feel like Apocalypse gonna come out, right? This is just my
watch it. He's gonna watch it. He's gonna be watching.
He's gonna like wait for this, and then you find out probably in season 2 and 3 what he gonna do. But I feel like Bishop gonna come back because they gonna need all the help they can get. Bishop gonna come back. Possibility of seeing Cable, maybe we might not get more of him to like maybe season 2. Possibly they might do something. Maybe, But I feel like this gonna make Cyclops kind of reinvent himself because right now he's soul searching and he's torn between confusion, like
missing his son,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Son,
the love of his life,
with two women,
the love of two women. Basically, like, okay, she's the clone. Oh my God, this is a soap opera. She's the she's the clone. So I say, he's basically been with both sisters. But at this point, he didn't know. He had no clue. Yeah, absolutely. Like absolutely. So it's not his fault. But trying to stay connected with the mother of your child, right? And then finding out that she's a clone, that's got to weigh on a guy. You know what I'm saying? That's got to weigh on.
And the crazy thing is another storyline that could bring in because once him and Jean's shit get like rocky, at some point I believe she quote unquote dies because she dies all the fucking time. He ends up with Emma Frost.
Oh yeah, no, I know about that. Why?
And that's when he was like he was on a dark in a different place, and he ended up fucking around with her, and they like both led the X-Men and shit. So
like, no offense,
they could definitely do that.
Frost fans, but no, like
Emma she is a beast. She's a beast.
She's a beast for real. As a mutant, yeah. As a person, though, I wouldn't trust her. To be honest, like
I would not. She has a lot of self-interest. She's always been interested in self.
Exactly.
It's only a comic book storyline where like that storyline, but there's a moment where she like begs Scott to like basically fuck on Jean's grave because it'll turn her on.
Oh yeah,
it's some wild shit. It's some wild shit. But I've
seriously, how did that get past the drawing board?
There are some wild moments in these comic books. Actually, like I think around the 80s has some of the wildest moments in comics. But like,
if they bring back Miss Marvel and she ends up pregnant or something, I don't no. Just
that's so wild. But no, I appreciate y'all as fucking always. We we got a lot more it's 4 more episodes. So I think maybe we can do like next time this is what we've been doing so far. Like every time an episode comes out, some theories. But like what I'm gonna do is I'll share like some quick like comic storylines with y'all just to share. If you get a little second to look at it or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe think, make some more theories, I guess.
Word.
There's a lot that can fucking happen next.
Yes.
But yeah, no, before I let y'all go, definitely, let people know where to follow you, find you, all that good stuff again. This time, Kyle, you go first.
Yep. Well, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at Kyle Eric, or you can find me on I'm also on TikTok for as long as it's still around.
Right.
Yeah. This is what we're focusing on, people. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, you could. I'm mostly on Instagram and Facebook at Kyle, at Kyle Eric. And if you want to check out my podcast, new episodes will be coming very soon. I promise. Check me out on the Brain ENT. And if you want to talk about mental health and living with a disability, check out A for Abled anywhere you get your podcast fix.
All right. You can catch me coming in the back door while you're walking out the front door. No, I'm just playing. But you can catch me at Who They Want on Facebook, DJ Steady. Are you ready? You can get Who They Want podcast available on YouTube on the official Who They Want ENT page. And just appreciate the support. You look for some dope music interviews, some wild, crazy shit. We just do it all. My slogan is Who They Want. We do everything they don't.
Hey, all right. Let them know. I love it. I love it. I appreciate y'all. So then after episode 7 and 8, we're going to reconvene and get back together. I'm so fucking excited. God damn it. All right. No. Have a good night. Our day. It's still early. What the fuck am I saying? I'll hit y'all up.
For sure.
Peace.
Peace.